Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Italy, a Place to Love YouTube channel. Now, as usual, today I meant to do my walk and talk. Okay, now better I'm not walking because the camera is constantly shaking. So I decided to bring the tripod here in a lovely place in the forest where I usually come anytime I want to have a bit of rest, breathe a bit of fresh air. I love the air in the forest. Now, as you can see, there's a spring there. Let me just go to have a little sip of water. Okay, okay. Yeah, no, I love this water here. Now, around Monte Milone, there are several springs like this. This is one of the one that I used to come more often. For example, during the summertime, because I had to give water to my baby olive trees that I just planted the olive grove that we just planted uh, last April. Um, so basically, I was coming here to collect water just to give it because the olive trees, when they're very young, they need water. And I was coming here twice, 3 times a week just to fill tanks and then to give it to each plant and so on. Anyway, around Monte Milone, there are many places like this 4, 5 springs. There are fountains. The fountains have been made long time ago by the locals who were coming here anyway, even to take drinkable water. I love the flavor of this water. I'm a lot into water. Um, I can even when I buy different bottles of water, for example, I can taste straight away the difference. Anyway, apart this little introduction, my friend, put like and subscribe if you like my channel. It helps me to grow anyway and for me to give you more and better contents in the future. A bit of motivation. So anyway, what made me to move to Italy? I had this lovely question from one of my subscribers yesterday under one of my videos. And anyway, I said few times now, it's not because I want to say, oh, she didn't watch my video. I repeated, I think, quite often the reasons why, for example, I decided to move here. Okay, and so let's start now. First of all, nature. Nature for me is one of the most important reasons, for example, why I decided to move here. Now I'll try to move a bit the camera. Hopefully it's not shaking. Just for you to have a look of the forest here behind me. Anyway, there's forest, a bit of forest everywhere. There's no massive forest, but I love it. For example, I love nature. And so this is one of the reasons, one of the most important reasons why I decided to come here, to move here. What else? Obviously, my wife agreed. So we couldn't tolerate anymore the stress of the city. I couldn't tolerate anymore the same routine, the daily routine, wake up, go to work, and in a big city. As you know, I was living abroad for 17 years. I repeat this. I think I will repeat in many of my videos. But anyway, the fact that we wanted to leave, me and my wife, out from the stress of the city, I call it out from the hamster wheel. Yes, it's nice anyway. We work, career, we make money, and so on. But was since 2019, 2020 that I said to myself, life in the city is not anymore for me. Maybe because I'm aging, maybe because, anyway, I'm getting older and priorities are changing. Obviously, when I was younger, my priorities were completely different. So I decided in the end to move here. Then, anyway, another reason, because obviously I said to myself, life is cheaper here. And the life is cheaper. Now, let's say that it's not that much cheaper anymore. Comparing to 9 months ago, 10 months ago, when I moved here, I have to say that I see big increasing of the prices for the goods, mainly for food. I see big increasing. I have to say that, for example, now bread for me is quite expensive. In a place that produce bread, we are talking about €4 per kilo or €4.50 per kilo. Okay, is extremely good quality, because obviously I came here also for the quality of the food, the quality of the air. Again, these are all things that in a big city technically it's very very hard to find. So but it's very important, was it very important for me to be sure, because after such a big step, such big step anyway, to come to live kind of in the middle of nowhere, you have to be mentally prepared. It cannot be the wrong decision. But here I want to bring you to one very important point of my life. Let's see if I'm gonna be able to express properly this concept. Now, I'm 47, nearly 48. In April, we're gonna celebrate my birthday. For the first time in 48 years, I'm gonna celebrate a birthday. I'm gonna make maybe a live. Why not? Why not? But anyway, in 48 years, at one stage, I said to myself, I want to be completely debt free. I don't know why, something clicked in my mind, and obviously, we are working in our life, we are working well, we try to do things, we try to improve our life, and at one stage, anyway, I'm gonna repeat, I said, I want to be totally debt free. Debt free means no mortgage, okay, no loans, and no credit cards. Not even have a credit card. I don't even want to have. Um, so let's go back to 10 years ago, when I've been, maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, when I've been in this kind of situation. Then it already started 15, 20 years ago, when I said to myself, I want to be out from this system of the debt. So let's work on this thing to become totally debt free. Obviously, as I said, I was working in the direction to create a sort of wealth, okay, because that's also very important. We can't live totally debt free if we are not working to create a kind of a wealth for to live, to be able. So this is another big reason why I decided, for example, to move here, to relocate here, because here I had the chance, after working well, after making good profits for the last 20 years. Again, I don't deny that I'm a profit person. I don't deny, maybe I don't look shining because it's not in my style, but I am money oriented. I'm not denying totally that wherever I see the opportunity to make money, I catch it. I'm not saying this. I mean, um, we live in a system where we have to make money. Now, why not to use my brain fully 100% to constantly make money and not to lose? Okay, so for me it's very important not to lose money. Then obviously An investment can go well, can go wrong. I mean, an investment, but again, this concept of being debt free. So here I had the chance, after working well for many years, even after doing jobs that were not related to what I studied, I could have achieved a profession. But you see, when we enter in the career system, for me, I'm again into the hamster wheel that I didn't want to be. I'd rather be mentally free. I'd rather had a physical job, because a physical job, for example, was making me very fresh mentally. And when I was finishing to work, job was done, and then I could focus on my thing, just on my things. Anyway, this is my approach to the life. And now let's go back. After working well, I moved here, and again, why? Because money. I made money and I keep making money. Maybe now I'm making less, but I'm always looking forward how to make money in the next year, in the next 2, in the next 3, in the next 5, in the next 10, even in the next 20. I'm always planning how to increase my wealth. From this point of view, I don't know. If someone says that this is wrong attitude, that this is a wrong mentality, I don't care at all, because this is the way I want to live my life. In 10 years' time, I want to have a castle. I decided that, anyway, I have to be able to buy a castle, because my dream is to live in a castle. I'm joking, I'm saying just, but I have this thing that I'd love to live in a castle one day. So, now, here, to live debt free, basically the fact that I bought a cheap house. I like to say cheap because it was very cheap, even if cheap doesn't mean that was uh, in a very bad condition. I mean, it was very affordable, very inexpensive. Say what you want to say. Anyway, uh, again, the fact that, anyway, I paid small amount of money, 30,000. That's what I spent for a 2-story house and so on. That once I'm gonna have, maybe I'll show one day. Anyway, I make video from home, but anyway, no mortgage, totally no mortgage, no rent to pay. So this make me put me in a situation where, for example, uh, I don't have to be in the hamster wheel to repay back my loan, or to repay back my mortgage, or to pay back or to pay the rent, for example. Then, for example, another thing that no loans. My philosophy is zero loans. I will never go and ask for a loan in my life. Never. What does it mean? I mean, I need a car. I want to buy a car. Cash. Buy the car. Cash. I need a washing machine. Cash. I need a laptop. I need a mobile. Now, whatever I want to buy, I can simply buy it cash. I'm not depending on the fact that, oh, let's pay monthly like this. I'm gonna have that belonging, and at the same time, I can pay loans for other belongings. That will put you in the situation where you must work, where we must work simply to repay back these loans, mortgages, uh, and so on. Whatever, whatever I need to buy. Now, let's say that I want to buy something and I don't have the money. For example, I make a plan, I start saving that amount of money, and I will purchase that item only the moment I have the money. That's it. That's it. I'm not gonna have that. Now, this I can say that this was more my life before, because now I have to say that I'm kind of well sorted financially, so I'm not struggling. I don't have to worry. passive incomes. Anyway, I've been able to build up passive incomes in my life, and I'm always looking for different strategies. I mean, here we are in a competition, and I'm not stepping back from the fact that I want what I want. That's it. No one can ever stop me from the idea that I can get what I want. Then I'm a person that is down to earth. For example, I never need fancy clothes. I don't need anything fancy in my life. I'm not chasing statuses. I'm completely out from this. I mean, I will never be in a competition with other people to prove where I am. I don't care at all. The only person that I have to prove to that I have to prove is myself. It's myself. That is the only person, and my wife, because anyway, I have to look after well, properly. I mean, I'm kind of the I'm the kind of person that I just need the basics in my life. Good food. Again, I'm not a statusy person. Then you might think, oh, but in what condition you let your wife live? She can spend whatever she wants. Anyway, from this point of view, I don't even handle money. For example, I let her manage because I mean I handle much more behind when it's about investments, when it's about thinking about opportunities in the future, about these things, yes, obviously, but on the daily expenses, seriously, I don't even want to have money in my pockets and in my wallet. I don't want to have cards. So if I need some money, if I need to, I like that if I need to buy, want to go for a coffee or for a cappuccino, I ask my wife the money. I say, can you give me 10 euro? Or when I go to buy the tobacco, can you give me 10 euro, 20 euro? Money is there. I don't care. I mean, again, it's the concept about building. But then again, anyway, the fact that I like to live completely detached, as much more detached from the society. I've been so much into this system, in this society, that at the moment I'm fed up. Then, let's say one more thing about being debt free. For me, debt free means another thing. Apart being able to do whatever I want without being in the hamster wheel and so on. But also the fact that I'm very flexible. I'm extremely flexible. I don't depend on repayments, and this make puts me in the situation that if tomorrow I want to go somewhere else, one luggage, and I go somewhere else. So I have this kind of freedom in my mind as well. I'm saying, for example, I have a very good friend in Kazakhstan. Now, many of you probably don't know Kazakhstan, not even where Kazakhstan, we say Kazakhstan in Italian, or Kazakhstan. Uh, Astana is the capital. I have a very good friend over there, and I met this guy in Dublin, one of the most intelligent person I met in my life, from Astana, the capital of Kazakhstan, and he's always telling me, Antonio, come here. There's plenty of opportunities for you over here, and I know very well. Now in Kazakhstan, there's very small amount of population, deserts, nature, different type of natures. Obviously, we don't have this type of forest. They have very severe winters, which I don't dislike if I'm well equipped, and if I know that in the house I can have 30 degrees with very cheap bills, for example. Because if I want to try to keep 30 degrees in the house here, I'm going to spend 1,000 euro every 2 months. So here in the West, for example, I don't like that to have a warm house. I'm gonna laugh that to have a warm house, I have to spend a lot of money. For me, this is crazy. So, and I have to be conscious and say, okay, let's set 20 degrees, let's set 21 degrees. 22 degrees you can get a fine. I read somewhere that in Italy now you get a fine if in your house you have more than 22 degrees during the winter, simply because you are consuming a lot and you are polluting more. I mean, for me this is simply crazy. It's something that I will never understand and I don't want to understand. um, Freedom, freedom. No debts means debt free, means totally freedom. And again, for example, in Kazakhstan, I could open my own business. Now, I had many times the chance to open my own business, but to work as a self-employed, I mean, I need to work a lot. And generally, I like to live with smaller amount of money and work less as possible. This is my philosophy. Once you're debt free, once I'm debt free, again, this is the goal. Uh, when I'm debt free, when we are debt free, we are not in the hamster wheel and we can work. Maybe we can decide to work less simply because we don't have repayments and okay, I can afford to live with this amount of money. So if we to make this amount of money, I don't need to work 40 hours a week, but I need only 20 or 15. I'll try to work just 15 or 20 hours a week, considering the basic needs. Basic needs are always very important. Anyway, these are the things that brought me here, for example, anyway, to Montemilone. Now, I'm at the end of the video now, simply because the camera is shaking here. If I take my phone, I'll try to give you a panoramic. I try to make kind of to show you. Weather is not really, it's not great today. There are maybe 12, 15 degrees. No, I'd say less than 15 degrees. Anyway, this is a kind of area where people are coming to have, for example, to make barbecues during the summer. During the summer, here, August, July, people are coming just to refresh under the shadow here of these trees when it's very hot. So, and you have very fresh water. Oh, my car without alone has four wheels, bring me from A to B. That's all is necessary for me. I'm not in a competition to show that I have a brand new car and I have to put a debt on my shoulder. Then, if I want to spend 40,000 euro for a car, I can go tomorrow and buy a 40,000 euro car cash. Okay, that's fine. But then that thing is losing value the day after. The day after, it's already losing value. So I'm not in favor of buying things that are losing value. If I'm buying, for example, I love vintage cars. If I'm gonna buy a Porsche 1975, the year 1975, 1978, 1979, I love Porsche car. Porsche, I don't know what they say in English, Porsche. Anyway, Porsche car or Rolls Royces. But if I'm buying one of that, the value of that will increase. So I can pay 20,000 euro, 30, 40,000 euro for a vintage car. Then you need to understand the vintage car market, because maybe there are not a lot of people with money that can rebuy easily that car. But for me, that it's something that, for example, that I like. So I'd rather buy a 40, 50 years old car that I can put in the garage and maybe after 5 years increase the value, rather than losing. If I'm buying a stupid new car for 40,000 euro, the moment I leave the showroom of the cars, it lost already the VAT, lost 20%. So I buy for 40,000 euro and 7,000 euro are lost already the moment I'm leaving the saloon with a car. No, that's not for me. It's not in my mentality. All right, my friends. Okay, let's see. from Italy, A Place to Love YouTube channel. I wish you a lovely day, and I'll see you here on Italy, A Place to Love YouTube channel. Bye.